Podcast doesn't exist. This is a Monday afternoon, a Monday morning, Monday evening. What time is it? 11:30 a.m. on a Monday. We just had a great series of baseball, great weekend of baseball. A lot of runs scored. A lot of people want to jump off a bridge in New York. I know we made a video last week, an episode last week that said the Yankees like worst team in baseball or something. Like it was like, is it time to panic if you're the Yankees? I think now it's time to panic if you're a Yankee fan. At least that's the perspective this guy's going after.
I'm looking so forward to next year, you have no fucking idea. You could lose every game from now on. This year is over. Unless you guys pull up a miracle, which I don't think you're possibly capable of because you're a bunch of fucking losers. Losers. You fucking suck. Big fucking hairy, smelly, dirty, sweaty, veiny, add in any adjective you want. Fucking elephant cock. Cock.
So that's coming out of for
it's
you.
Over.
Okay, never mind.
This year is done.
Just when you think the suffering is over for the Yankees fans, they can't catch a freaking break. One of the toughest series from any team in any sport this year, I would say, was this weekend. And the Yankees playing Jack's Miami Marlins, who on the other end of the spectrum, Jack, you got to be feeling pretty good. Miami Marlins fans, I never knew you guys really existed, but you guys are coming out of the woodwork with some confidence. I love it. The excitement in Miami is pretty fucking real right now. The Miami Marlins, they had record attendance this weekend, right, Mitchell?
Yeah.
What are the numbers on the attendance? Because it was popping in Miami. A stadium that is known to not be popping was popping this weekend.
So they sold out like every game, and Ben Verlander had it where they were over 100,000 fans for the week.
Well, Ben Verlander had it then.
Ben Verlander.
Okay, so over 100,000 fans this week?
This weekend against the Yankees.
Okay, this weekend against the Yankees. So, you know, the Miami Marlins, they had this one circled. It said the big, bad Yankees are coming to the town. Fans, you need to show up. We're not going down without a fight. We're going to win this shit. And that's kind of what happened. Now, granted, you could say, well, yeah, but 70% of them were Yankees fans. And listen, I didn't do a survey at the stadium. Mitchell, were most of them Yankees fans?
Probably
mostly Yankees fans in Miami. A lot of Yankees fans in Miami. But guess what? Those Yankees fans, they got embarrassed. So the Yankees this month, man, the Yankees have had a very weird month. The Yankees have not played well this month at all. They've played about 500 baseball in July, 12-13. I'm not sure how many games they've lost, but during that time, the Red Sox and the Blue Jays have been playing good ball. So it's, you know, I'm kind of surprised it's not worse than that coming from the energy out of New York. But a lot of these Yankees fans say it's time to tear it all down. 12-13. The boys can hit. They're hitting fine. Second best offense in baseball in July.
second best by runs, fourth by WRC plus. Like they were a legitimately great offense, and part of that was without Judge.
Without Judge. They been amazing, but as you can probably tell, if the offense is that good and they're not playing well, what's the problem, Mitchell?
Their pitching is terrible.
Well, thank God they did some trade line acquisitions and fixed that issue, right?
3 new bullpen arms gotta go pretty well, right?
3 new bullpen arms. Good bullpen arms, too. Jake Bird, who, I mean, actually, if you look at Jake Bird's ERA, this guy they got from Colorado, over the past, like, I want to say 4 or 5 appearances, you will be mind blown. Look that up, because Jake Bird had an ERA under 3 until like 2 weeks ago in Colorado. And his last few relief appearances haven't been good.
Since July 1 for Jake Bird, he has pitched 7.2 innings and allowed 18 earned runs. That's a 21.13 ERA. And FIP, which is fielding independent pitching, which tries to remove the fielders, say he's also been really bad. He has a 10.15 FIP in that month.
Oh, my God. Yeah, so he's pitched twice for the Yankees. Maybe it's time for them to release him.
He did have a scoreless inning in the second appearance. which must have felt really nice.
Okay, so since July 2nd, he has a 28.59 ERA.
And then before July even started, he had a 2.68 ERA.
So that's not good. So they got Jake Bird. They got Camille Duvall, the closer for the Giants. You're on our team. David Bednar, the closer for the Pirates. You're on our team. These are 3 elite closers. And they go in, 2 elite closers. They go into a series against Miami, a series that you want to win. The Yankees, in the history of the franchise, had never been swept by the Miami Marlins. Never one time had they been swept by the Miami Marlins. And the first game was a fucking barn burner, bro. Give me a quick recap.
The Yankees go up 6-0.
That's good news for them.
Marlins come back, score 6-4, but then the Yankees score 3 more. So it's 9-4.
And then they put in Jake Bird.
They blow that. It becomes a 10-9.
So they were winning by how much before Jake Bird came in the game?
9-4.
They were winning 9-4. They put in Jake Bird, our new guy from Colorado. This is a good time to use him. He gets 1 out, gives up 4 runs. Blows the lead.
And then the Yankees come back. They take a 12-10 lead in the 9th.
Like I said, the Yankees can hit, right?
They can hit.
The boys can hit. So we got a lead. Let's put in Camille Duvall. He'll do well. Camille Duvall gets 1 out, gives up 3 runs. Not very good. Right?
Loses!
He came in second, right?
So loud, sorry.
He came in the 9th.
Okay, so actually it was Bednar who came in before him. Bednar blew the lead the second time. Bednar blows it. He goes a 1 inning and 2/3. He gives up 2 runs. Then Camilo Duvall comes in. He gets 1 out, gives up 3 runs. And then the game is like tied. No, the Yankees are up by 2 again. It's 12-2 because the Marlins too can't get an out. And Jose Caballero, their other trade line acquisitions in the right field, he makes an error. And the Yankees botch it. The Miami Marlins tie it. And they end up winning it on a fucking walk-off. More insult to industry. Agustin Ramirez hits 2 home runs. This is a guy who the Yankees used to have. So a former Yankee prospect, they kicked him to the curb. He hits 2 home runs against them. The Marlins win game. That was game 2, actually, when he hit the 2 home runs.
So, yeah. Agustin Ramirez was traded for Jazz Chisholm, and so in Game 2, Chisholm is sitting on first base. There's a pop-up with 1 out, and he just kind of stands there, Chisholm does, and the Marlins double him up.
The guy got doubled up on a routine fly ball to second base, which was a bad look, man. Bad look. Boone yells at the first base coach and then takes Jazz Chisholm into the locker room, gives him a piece of his mind, but does not bench him. A controversial non-benching. A lot of the hardcore Yankees fans want Jazz Chisholm to be benched or murdered. Which one would you prefer?
I would prefer the benching.
Benching, right? He's done well enough at the plate not to get murdered.
Right.
He stayed pretty healthy this year.
He's not injured.
Okay, so we got to keep him alive. His justification was, he said he doesn't regret it, though.
I can understand where he's coming from because Paul Goldschmidt was the batter. He's a much slower hitter. If the Marlins let the ball drop and toss to the second, that's an easy swap out, right?
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, how do you get doubled up on that?
Yeah, at the same time, I don't know if even if he drops it, do you think you're going to be able to get to second that fast? Jazz Chisholm, I like the quote that he made after the game, which was, I don't have it right here, but was basically, I wouldn't have done anything differently, which was kind of funny because you got doubled up on a fly ball to second base. Pop up to second base. Anyway, they don't kill Jazz. He stays alive, but I'm sure the radio hosts are giving him a lot of shit. So the Yankees lose the first 2 to the Marlins. That's the Marlins' 6th straight series win for the Miami Marlins, who have the opposite kind of thing going on in the Yankees. The Marlins, I think, are the best team in baseball since what date? Since
June 12th.
June 12th, the Marlins are the best team in baseball. Jack, how does it feel?
I feel like a winner.
Were you excited this weekend to see, some payback on the Yankees? They come in every time they come to Miami. It's just a Yankees takeover.
The freaking walk-off grand slam was pretty sick highlight. I didn't watch it live.
Did that happen?
Didn't it happen?
I think I
off of Mason Miller, right? 3 months ago.
That was 3 months ago.
Oh yeah, Kyle Stowers off Mason Miller. Yeah. That wasn't against the Yankees, but I see you're saying this is on par with that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. I totally didn't just see an old highlight and thought it was from earlier this week.
Yeah, the Marlins did not hit a walk-off grand slam, but they do win their 6th straight series. The Marlins, who somehow have the best fucking pitching staff in baseball, a 2.60 ERA in the month of July. This team, let me tell you something, 25-41 on July 11th, June 11th. 16 games behind 500. And right now, what are they, Mitchell?
500.
500 on the season for the Miami Marlins. A lot of Miami Marlins fans want to be considered playoff hopefuls. They want to be considered they're in the race. They want people to give them respect. That this is a good young ball team with a lot of great pieces. Are you ready to put them in that category, Mitchell?
No.
Whoa.
But they're very good. I was looking at these pitchers' names.
I feel like if you're very
guys.
good, you should be in the playoff hunt.
You
can't
don't
not be in the
know
playoff hunt and be very good.
if they can overcome the 6-game deficit for the wild card in the next month and a half. And they're behind 2 other teams.
So 6 games back of a wild card, Miami Marlins fans.
Who are they going up against coming up?
Who are they playing or who are they competing with?
Who are they playing?
They're playing the Astros next.
Astros are not a hot team.
They are not hot.
The Astros just got swept. And then they go to Atlanta and they play the Atlanta Braves.
Who are also
Hot
very not hot.
team.
And then they play the Cleveland Guardians, who are all suspended for gambling.
Men's not hot.
So, I mean, the Miami Marlins got a stretch right here where they could really take advantage of a 5-game win streak and just keep it going. If they win 11 in a row, they'd be in the playoff hunt. They would be in the playoff hunt. But Kyle Stowers continues to be somehow the best player in baseball. Only player better than him right now is the guy from the Athletics,
Kurtz.
Nick Kurtz. So going into the season, you didn't think Nick Kurtz and Kyle Stowers would be the 2 best hitters in baseball for like 2-month stretch, right?
Since June 12th, Sowers has a 211 WRC plus and a 2.6 WAR. He's basically the Marlins' entire offense. He's hit 15 of the team's 25 homers.
Pretty good for Kyle Stowers, man. But game 3, we didn't talk about game 3. Luis Gil comes on the mound. The opposite of coming off the mound. He gets on the mound. His name is actually Heel. Even though it's spelled Gil, it's Heel. And he has a tattoo on his neck that says, "Bless me." Anyway.
What did he sneeze, huh?
See, that's what everyone says every time they see it. They say this guy's a serial sneezer. He's also a serial starting pitcher. All he does is does starting pitching, and that's what the Yankees need, right?
Bro, that's a terrible tattoo.
I like it. Bless me. You gotta stay blessed.
Where do I want God to bless me the most? My neck, the front of my neck.
So the Yankees, who have a 5.65 ERA in the month of July, third worst team in baseball when it comes to ERA, they get a starter off the mend. Luis Heel, and man, not a good first start from Luis, man. 6 innings, gives up 5 runs. Lord knows how many innings he pitched. I don't know, but Kyle Stowers hits another home run. Marlins crush him, go up 7-1. Edward Cabrera, oh my God. The Marlins have multiple pitchers who are fucking nasty. Edward Cabrera this year, do you got some freaking...
So for the year, he has like a 3.20 ERA. But since this winning
What do you mean,
streak,
but? Is that not good enough?
No, but since this winning streak started, it's been a 2.64 ERA. He's been like an ace for the Marlins. He's not even their best pitcher in the span. That's Yuri Perez.
Yuri
with a
Perez.
2.11 ERA.
Yuri Perez is all the way back. That's a guy who was third in Cy Young voting or something crazy. His first season, his rookie year, like at 20 years old, the guy's throwing 99 miles per hour. He didn't pitch long enough to have to be considered for any awards, but his rookie season was electric. Went down with Tommy John, came back this year and was not very good his first month. But the last month, what is he since July?
So since June, Yuri Perez has a 2.11 ERA. For the season, he has a 2.70 ERA. I think his first 2 starts weren't that great, and since then, he's been electric.
So the Miami Marlins, man. The Miami Marlins, they're now 55 and 5.5 games back of a playoff spot. I guess they're 6 games back of a playoff spot, but because the something happened last night. But good shit, man. They didn't really trade anyone either, did they?
They flipped Fortes to the Rays, and I think that was about it.
Yeah. So like they kept the bullpen intact. They didn't buy, but they didn't sell. I mean, the energy's there. When the Miami Marlins are selling out games, you know something's happening. Like something is happening. There's some electricity. There's some excitement. And there is a hope. So as much as my first instinct wants to say, like, okay, Marlins, you're the fucking Marlins still. They got a chance. And let's not forget that they made the playoffs 2 years ago, which no one remembers.
I forget all the time.
And like, let's look who was on that team and let's compare that team to this team. And were they that much better than this team?
I would say that this team is better.
I mean, shit. Let's watch out for Alcantara. Hey, how's Alcantara's last 3 starts have been like lights out, haven't they?
He hasn't allowed. So his start on the 18th, he allowed 4 runs, but the last 2 starts have been scoreless starts.
So 2 in a row for Alcantara. If that trend continues, he's got to be the biggest X factor on this team because the Miami Marlins made the playoffs in 2023 because he was a Cy Young winner. That had a lot to do with it, right? That was the year he won the Cy Young.
2022 was the year he won the Cy Young. 2023 was when they made the playoffs, right?
They made the playoffs in 2023, yeah.
Do I have this backwards?
Interesting. How the hell did they make the playoffs in 2023? No one even remembers that happening, but it happened. They lost. The only thing I remember about that is they lost to the Marlins or the Phillies in like 30 minutes. They played a series in Philadelphia that lasted 15 minutes. And Bryson Stott hit a home run with the music going, and it was just like, what happened?
Their 7th best player that year by Baseball Reference War was Andrew Nardi, which I've never heard of this guy.
They had some guys back then. Luis Ariz, Gene Segura, Jazz Chisholm was back on that team. Soler was a Marlin at that point. Like a lot of guys who are not Marlins anymore were Marlins back then. But this is way more of a homegrown Marlins squad, this 2025 team. The Marlins, man, he wasn't out in full effect. Apparently, according to Twitter, he's hanging out with an escort. I don't know if you saw that.
Did not.
But the Marlins, man, the massive Marlins fan who I actually saw this weekend at a different game. I forgot what game I was watching. I saw Marlins, man. I'm like, how are you going to miss the biggest, most important series in Miami Marlins history? He went back to Miami to see the game 3 and was hanging out with this chick that was his new girlfriend. So I give it up to the Marlins, man. But the Yankees, on the other hand, I don't know what they're going to do. Did Volpe make any errors?
I actually did not check that part.
Interesting.
Man,
What?
they're a beautiful couple.
Do you know Marlins, man?
Not intimately, not the way she does.
Have you heard of Marlins, man?
Yeah, I know that they have a Marlins man.
Okay, I don't think you've ever heard of Marlins, man, dude.
You've mentioned Marlins man. He's got a visor.
Just looking at the picture of the guy.
I mean, is this girl? Yeah, I don't know what to say that isn't going to sound insane, but good for him, man. What a fun evening.
You know what's shocking about this picture is he does not seem to be in the premium seats. He
Well, he
seems to
spent
be
all of his money elsewhere that night.
Let's go.
Normally, Jack, Marlins man will get a ticket right behind home plate. He'll wear this orange jersey, the orange visor, and he'll be like right in front of home plate, and it'll be like a Giants Royals game. And you're like, why is he in San Francisco all just out for the Marlins and not at the Marlins game? But it looks like he made it to a Marlins game.
Okay, but can I say why the fuck is she decked out in Yankees gear?
It's a rivalry. That's a path.
I mean, have some respect for your man, for your boss. That was too much.
Don't be alluding to that. Marlins man is a lawyer. What you're referring to is an illegal crime in the state of Florida. So he'll sue your ass for millions of dollars for slander. What the hell was that?
I don't know. I think it was a dog.
But Anthony Volpe, 7 home runs since the All-Star break. That leads the league, tied with Kyle Schwarber. So Volpe is totally back. And he's not hurting the team's chances to go to the next level.
And he did not make an error. He hasn't made an error in 4 games.
All right. He's on the right track. The Yankees, on the other hand, are not. I'm pretty sure the Yankees still, even though, I mean, I don't know if it's time to panic. Obviously, Yankees fans are going to panic anytime the Yankees lose, and it's tough because the Red Sox are playing well. The Red Sox, since trading Devers, best record in baseball. We've heard that. They've surpassed the Yankees now. They're a game and a half above the Yankees. They've won 5 in a row, but still, right now, the Yankees have the best run differential in the American League. Even though they're a third-place team, only a half game up on a wild card spot. So, best run differential in baseball in the American League, they might not even make the playoffs where it stands right now. Granted, I think the Yankees will make the playoffs. But the Boston Red Sox, if they have anything to say about it, they ain't going to let that happen. They play the Astros, who the Astros, on the other hand, are kind of like the Yankees, going in the opposite, wrong direction. After they trade for a couple guys, they get they got Carlos Correa,
Ramon Urias, and Jesus Sanchez.
So they got a few guys. The Yankees did. The Red Sox.
Sanchez is a guy the Marlins traded.
The Red Sox did absolutely nothing. Speaking about angry fans, the Red Sox before this weekend were probably the angriest fans, other than the Twins. Even though the Twins are Minnesota, they don't really get angry. They're just a little upset. It's not fair. But the Red Sox, they're about to set a Dunkin' Donuts on fire after the trade deadline. They do basically nothing other than get Dustin May. And that front office, every time this happens, everyone wants to rip the front office's head off, and then they turn around and actually play better. So they add no one, and they sweep the Astros.
Yeah, 3 days ago when we released our trade deadline video or a podcast, there are 2 comments. Red Sox are a joke, and that's by Michael C. too, and Shinobi Drip 999 says, so fed up as a Sox fan. And I assume that's the Red Sox.
Yeah, now the White Sox. I mean, they have an argument, too, to be fed up. But they're probably in a zone of not caring anymore. If you're a White Sox fan, still getting passionately upset after losing a game, all respect to you. But the fucking Red Sox, well done, dude. They've actually pitched crazy good and hit well. But, like, second best ERA in July. Second best record in July. Like these pitchers, their starting pitchers, was their weak point, actually seem to be pretty good right now, right?
Yeah, like Crochet's been good all year, but the other pitchers, I mean, Tanner Houck's out for the year now. But any of the other pitchers, there's like a bad start or 2 that you can look at, and then basically you can go to their next start, and then they'll have like a 3 ERA since that time. That's Brian Bayo, Lucas Giolito. Walker Buehler hasn't had that much success, but even over the last month, he has a 4 ERA as opposed to like the 7 ERA he had for a 2-month span. Yeah, and then they have one of the best starting pitchers in baseball,
Garrett Crochet, which is always a good thing. But like the Red Sox success is going to come down to 3 or 4 guys, in my opinion. And that would be Brian Bayo, Lucas Giolito, Walker Buehler, and then whoever that last starter was going to be, probably Hunter Dobbins. Hunter Dobbins has got to be above Walker Buehler at this point. Walker Buehler, tough season to this day.
They also just got Dustin May.
Dustin May, who's also had a tough season. But like Brian Bayo, who I want to say got off to like one of the worst starts possible. It's got a 3.19 ERA right now. So that's got to feel good if you're a Red Sox fan. Lucas Giolito, who I don't think anyone had a lot of confidence going into the season. 8 innings shutout. No, 8 inning, 1 earned run last night against.
Yeah, his only run was against Correa hitting a homer.
Yeah, that's his second straight start with only 1 run given up. Yeah, it went through 8 innings. Respect. Yeah, he's got a 2.92 ERA since July 1st. So Giolito's turned it around. And the Red Sox do it. They get a walk-off by Roman Anthony. You love that?
Roman Anthony's been very good. I think I've been caught on off guard by how good he's been. For this season, he had a really slow start. but he has a 133 WRC plus. He's the 4th best American League position player rookie in F4, and that's with him going like what, hitting 100 in his first 10 or so games. Like he's been legitimately good after that cool start.
Do we give a nickname for Roman Anthony yet?
Do we or does he?
Yeah. Mitchell's just looking shit up. Like,
Nothing's
he's
really-
he's
nothing's
gonna
really
Google a
coming to me.
nickname.
No,
ChatGPT. Can I get a nickname for Roman Anthony?
yeah, I mean, I asked, do we have a nickname for him, or does he just have a nickname in general? And you went, yeah.
Yeah, let's come up with a nickname for him. He's one of the top rookies in the league.
Any ideas, Jack?
I mean, what do they call Roman in Fast and Furious? Is it just Romy?
Yeah,
See, that's kind of stupid.
that's another player on the Red Sox.
Romy?
Yeah, so now we get confused.
Roman Anthony?
That could work.
It's not a good one. He doesn't have a good nickname.
I think
name.
they need to send him down. It's just like, it's not very show of you not to have a nickname. Anyway, Trevor Story, the Trevinator, he hits his 3rd home run
Alright.
since July 29th. Trevor Story's back. I hate the Red Sox, man. They can't keep succeeding after doing nothing and being an embarrassment.
I hate the Red Sox so much.
Yeah, they're actually pissing me off because they're playing really good right now. I don't think they deserve it, man. I don't like how they're just acting like they're poor and then it works. I don't like trading Devers and actually getting better, and I don't like adding literally no one at the deadline and actually getting better. They just swept the Astros as first place Astros.
There's a Twitter account called like the Luck Meter, and for all 3 games, the Astros had a better like projected odds of winning the game. But yeah, deserve to win a meter is what the account is called, and the Red Sox deserve to win none of these games by this metric. It looks at like walks, hard hit rate, etc. And yeah, the Astros just lost every game, even though they had a 60% chance or better to win.
Well, how about the Red Sox, who have lost, like, I want to say the most games by 1 run in MLB? That's a lot of things. That's something Red Sox fans are saying. Like, right now, they're in 2nd place, 11 games over 500. They played amazing over the past 2 month or so, best record in baseball. But if you look at how many games they lost by 1 run, it could be a lot better.
Yeah, I don't know if this is right by StatMuse, but they have it as the Red Sox at 15-51.
15-51 in 1
That doesn't
games.
seem right.
That doesn't make any sense, dude.
This might be if the run differential
They've
was
lost-
1 or less.
They've lost 55 games,
There's no
51
way.
games this year. So every game they've lost this year was by 1 run.
Yeah, that's not right. I think the account is basically saying if the run differential for the Red Sox was positive 1 run or less. So I'm going to try to find the actual number.
I think the actual number is 15, and they are 15 and 21 in 1 run games. So 6 games below 500 in 1 run games. Ooh, wow. All right, Red Sox fans. Now they look at the division. They have a chance at the division. They're only 3 games back of the frickin' Blue Jays, who have a worse run differential, if you want to talk run differential, than both these teams. The Blue Jays. Or what about the Astros, though? Getting swept by the Red Sox right there. That hurts. I mean, the Astros still 2.5 games up of the Mariners, but not playing great baseball. And the amount of injuries they have kind of worries you.
Yeah, I mean, I think I neglected it because they played the Nationals right before this, but they got swept by the A's and then only won 2 out of 3 against the Nationals and then got swept again by the Red Sox. And then the Mariners just won a 4-game series against the Rangers. So that big lead that they did have is really closing in.
Mm-hmm. And you got caught cheating again, man. The Red Sox caught Hector Neris cheating. They found out. Or no. The Astros caught the Red Sox cheating. So in game 2, all these pitchers are doing this now, man. Like, so there's a runner on second base. I guess there's 2 outs or 1 out or whatever. There's a runner on second base. He's paranoid that the Red Sox runner at second base is looking at the signs and giving it to the batter. So what he does is he balks on purpose. So the runner on second base goes to third for free. That way he can't relay the signs to the hitter. All right, whatever. So that's over. And then the inning ends. And the Red Sox kind of have, they're kind of annoyed with it or something. I don't know, but he starts fucking talking shit to the third base coach, like, well, don't steal my signs or whatever. The third base coach laughs at him, and then Hector Neris gets really upset, and the bench is clear in the Red Sox Astros rivalry. More cheating allegations coming out of these two franchises, who, by the way, are massive cheaters. Alex Cora, who never gets shit for being a cheater, was like,
he is the cheater.
he's the number one cheater in the world. Like, I'm pretty sure he like start the
He's
thing?
the one who orchestrated the sign stealing scandal in 2017, and then when he went to Boston in 2018, he devised something else, and then he got fired for it in 2020.
Well, he got suspended for 1 year for the Astros cheating scandal, not for the Red Sox thing.
Oh. But the Red Sox had apparently a more intricate stealing scandal
Than the Astros.
But
What are you talking about? The more intricate?
Alex Cora he left the Astros in 2017 and then had some sort of cheating scandal in 2018.
Yeah, but like to compare what the Red Sox did to what the Astros did, it's not very. I don't think the Red Sox were using Apple Watches, right?
Was that before or after Cora came? I thought the Apple Watches was like 2015. I don't know. I mean, the Red Sox have a long history of.
I don't think I wouldn't say that. I don't think that the Astros were stealing. The Red Sox were stealing signs, hitting on trash cans.
They weren't,
and
no.
relaying it in real time like the Astros used. The Astros were like 10 out of 10 cheating, but Alex Cora was on the Astros when that was happening. Then he goes to the Red Sox. Then they get another little fucking Apple Watch thing, which was technically cheating, not as bad of cheating. Guy gets fired. Either way, it's funny to see all the Red Sox fans calling out the Astros for being cheaters when their manager is the Astro and their third baseman is Alex Bregman, who was a cheating Astro as well. A lot of cheaters in this series. So you knew some cheating was going to go down, and it went down. Made the best cheater win. Right now, the best cheater in the league is the Red Sox, I guess, because they've won 5 in a row. And now they're, 2.5 games back of the Blue Jays?
They are 3 games back from the Blue Jays.
The Blue Jays have cooled down a little bit. George Springer got hit in the fucking head, man. That hurts. That really hurts. So George Springer's on the concussion IL. The guy can't even see words anymore. He's seeing colors, man. He's fucking brain dead. George Springer was probably the biggest reason why the Blue Jays were so good this year.
One of the best hitters in the American League.
I'd actually say Vladimir Guerrero is better than him. He's got more WAR. That's why I can't trust WAR. But yeah, that hurts. George Springer's on the IL. Bro can't even freaking talk. He's got headaches. They play the Blue Jays, and they lose 2 out of 3 to the Blue Jays, man. Sorry, the Royals. The Blue Jays played the Blue Jays. Blue Jays don't play the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays play the Royals. It confuses you because they're both blue. So you look at the Royals, you might think it's the Blue Jays because they're blue, but they're not. They're the Royals. Even though the Blue Jays should be called the Royals because they're the fuckers with the queen. There's no queen of Kansas City. That would be cool. I would love to be the queen of Kansas City. You could do so much there. Anyway, they lose 2 out of 3 to the Royals. Do you think that this series was
They were the last 2 games. The Royals kind of won in a blowout in game 1, but game 2, Max Scherzer had a really good start.
Love that.
The Blue Jays scored 4 without an extra base hit. They won 4-2, and then in the third game, they went into extra innings. And Sir Anthony Dominguez came in. He allowed 5 runs.
More royalty. So Sir Anthony Dominguez is on the Blue Jays.
He's on the Blue Jays.
Well, they should change the names. The Blue Jays should be the Royals.
They should do a name swap.
Yes. Canada has a queen. Canada has Sir Anthony Dominguez.
Does Kansas City have Blue Jays?
Hell yeah, dude.
So they should switch.
Oh yeah, dude.
Is it just like a 1-for-1 trade? Or does one of the teams have to throw in a little extra?
I'd say it's a 1-for-1 trade. I mean, I'd rather be called the Blue Jays than the Royals, personally. I think the Blue Jays is a cool name. I think Blue Jays is a cool bird. I think Blue Jays don't get enough credit for being kind of a really beautiful bird. I think a Blue Jay and a Cardinal may be the two most beautiful common birds we have over here.
So Missouri should own both of those team names.
Cardinals also a beautiful bird.
Cardinals are beautiful birds and the Blue Jays are beautiful birds.
Yes.
Should the Orioles move back to St. Louis?
Another beautiful bird.
Drop it in the comments. What's the most beautiful bird?
The thing is, there's a lot of beautiful birds, and I'm not going to say those are three of the most beautiful birds. I'd say cardinal. I mean, that's the state bird over here in Virginia. So I'd give that one. Yeah, I'd give that one the edge. Mitchell's looking it up. This is the thing. I get no respect. I say something.
No, I'm just like, where is it a state bird? Because it's also a state bird in North Carolina.
Wow.
I thought it was the state bird in Missouri.
Wow. That's what I'm saying. The Cardinals get around, man. Cardinals are one of the best birds in the whole country.
So the state bird, Northern Cardinal is the state bird of Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, and North Carolina, Ohio, and Virginia.
See, it's weird.
And West Virginia.
St. Louis, just a fucking stone's throw from Illinois. Why are they the Cardinals?
Missouri's state bird is a bluebird, eastern bluebird.
Okay, what is going on?
That's a big ass bird.
Delaware's state bird is a chicken.
That's a beautiful bird.
Pause, man.
Blue hen chicken. If you're from Delaware, comment, because I don't believe there are actually people from Delaware. Blue hen chicken.
Shout out to Joe Flacco. But yeah, man, the Royals win 2 out of 3. Is it time to start taking the Royals seriously? Because they got up to 500. If you're going to say the Miami Marlins can make the playoffs, they're 500. The Royals are 500. Why can't they make the playoffs?
The Royals were
and they're in the American League, which is way easier to make the playoffs than the National League.
And they bought while the Twins and the Guardians sold. So,
come on.
I mean, I think they're going to finish in second. It's just a matter of how close they are in the wild card.
It's funny, right? I mean, they don't have Rich Hill anymore. That hurts. They DFA'd Rich Hill. Sucks to suck. They lost Chris Bubik out for the season. Sucks to suck. But they made Seth Lugo a Royal for life. And yeah, 2 of those teams sold. I mean, are you counting the Guardians as sellers?
They sold.
Yeah, they sold Bieber. They lost their closer to sports betting. So, I'd still say that the Guardians kind of are on par talent-wise with the Royals. The Minnesota Twins, they don't have a chance, and the White Sox are out of it. But yeah, I mean, there is a world where the Royals make the playoffs 3.5 games back right now. I'd say they have enough talent to make the playoffs. Only problem is they are competing with the Rangers, who are right now are 2 games back of a wild card spot. They're going to have to pass the Rangers and either Seattle, New York, or Boston right now. So it ain't going to be easy, but it's definitely doable.
I liked how they bought. I love how they looked at the Guardians and the Twins and went, they're selling in our division. We have a chance. May as well just buy up Mike Yastrzemski, Ty France, and Louis Varland and see what happens.
Let me just buy up a Louis Garland real quick and see what happens. We've all been there. We've all been there. Speaking of trade deadline acquisitions, man, teams that added, the Padres going against a bird team, the Cardinals, one of the most beautiful birds in this whole country. First game was very cool if you're a Padres fan, because you had Nick Pivetta go 7 innings for the Padres. He's been lights out all year, 2.73 ERA. Then you get Mason Miller, your new acquisition. Mason Miller comes in. Mason Miller no longer a closer. That's going to be Robert Suarez, but Mason Miller comes in the 8th. If Mason Miller is your setup man, you're looking pretty good. He shuts down the Cardinals, and Robert Suarez comes in and closes it down. So, like, imagine facing the Padres. Nick Pivetta, Mason Miller, then Robert Suarez. That's who you face. That's a tough 1-2-3, brother. That's a tough team to beat in San Diego. The bullpen is thick.
Man, San Diego looks stupid.
You don't like these uniforms?
Not really.
They are the most controversial uniforms, perhaps, of the decade. I'll say this about the City Connect uniforms, the Baja Blasts with the pink and the I don't know what color that is. It's a color that like just got invented.
Seafoam green.
Right? Like these are colors that probably didn't exist until like 7 years ago. And they all combine them into one jersey and the Padres wear them all the time. But without a doubt, though, helmets are dope. If you look at the helmets,
San Diego daddies.
the helmets are cool as crap. Show Jack the helmets because a lot of people say they don't like the jerseys, and I say, okay, fair enough, but look at the helmets. You see the helmets?
Like the shape of them?
Just see the color and the. You don't like the helmets?
I mean, they're fine. Yeah, they're fine. I don't know. You mean on their own? I mean, maybe if they were wearing black jerseys and then they had like some highlights of that seafoam green looking color and a little bit of the pink in there, then that would be kind of cool.
He doesn't like.
This color is so close to those glow in the dark uniforms that one team does.
He doesn't like the helmets. I thought you liked the helmets, Sam. My bad. Gosh. They do want to get rid of Yuki Matsui, though. He's allowed 2 runs in the 9th. And they lost game 2 for the Padres. I saw a lot of Padres fans not liking Yuki.
I saw, man, Yuki, we can't get rid of Yuki, and a big panic freak out about him, and he has a 5 ERA. I expected to see him like at an 8 ERA. Like, he's not good, but he's not the worst pitcher in baseball.
Come on, when you're in the best bullpen in the league, you can't be slacking or you're going to stick out like a sore thumb. And then Dylan Cease, who they did not sell. 5 scoreless innings, struck out 9. All right. Allowed 1 single and a walk, so 1 hit. A 1-hitter for Dylan Cease for 5 scoreless innings? This is the guy they wanted to trade? All right. Good job, Padres. They take 2 out of 3 out of the Cardinals. Laureano goes 3 for 12. Laureano hit a home run and a triple. Mason Miller did well, didn't give up a run. Ryan O'Hearn 1 for 8, but like pretty good on the trade acquisitions so far.
And then Freddie Fermin went 3 for 7. The Padres' offense from catcher has been the worst in baseball, so probably him single-handedly raised the average by like 3 points.
Okay. So yeah, so the offense has gotten good again?
The offense has gotten good again.
It's time to get scared of the Padres if you're a Dodgers fan, man. I'm telling you.
Since July 26th, this is very arbitrary, but they snapped a 4-game losing streak on that day. They've been 7-1 since then. The only loss was Saturday against the Cardinals. They're 6th in runs in that span. And then Jackson Merrill, who was ice cold in June, ice cold in July, he has had a 131 WRC plus in that week plus. And Luis Arraez has hit 424 without striking out.
Well, it sucks if you're a Cardinals fan because you do have a cool bird as your mascot, but like you got dicked down by the Padres 2 out of 3, and there's not a lot of hope in St. Louis right now. In July, bro, they're 28th worst record in baseball, 26th worst ERA, 29th worst offense. 26th and 29th, man. You're damn near the worst in the league. The Padres, on the other hand, the Padres are 12 games over 500, and the point Mitchell was making, the broader point, they did that with Jackson Merrill being pretty bad most of the year. Okay, Luis Arraez, worse than he usually is most of the year. Okay, who else? Tatis. Okay, Tatis as a whole all-star, but like he's been pretty bad for most of the year offensively. Those are 3 freaking really good hitters who that if they start playing to their ability, you're telling me they can't overtake the big bad Dodgers? 3 games back of the Dodgers right now. And on top of that, the Padres added Mason Miller, O'Hearn, Laureano. Am I missing anybody? Fermin, I guess. You know, you want to add him in there too. The Dodgers didn't do shit. And it's actually, the more I think about it, the more it's pissing me off. Okay, the Dodgers, you want to talk about a team that's underachieving so far right now? And this could probably not matter in the long run, But lately, the Dodgers offense has been pretty horse shit. I mean, Mookie Betts has fallen off.
He's been basically any point that you go to in June, you select a random date in June. He's been either the worst hitter, the second worst hitter, or the third worst hitter in baseball.
Interesting.
From whatever point you'd pick in June. I've picked like June 12th yesterday because I was looking at the Marlins. He has like a 39 WRC plus, 60% worse than the league average hitter.
Not good for Mookie Betts. That's a multiple-time MVP. Maybe just a one-time MVP. Former MVP. Tommy Edman. Terrible this season. Had a hot start first couple weeks of the season, but since then has been awful. Freddie Freeman, same thing. He's been awful, but he's making a comeback.
He's been very good since the All-Star break.
Yes, Freddie Freeman making a comeback. Like to see that. Teoscar Hernandez, another guy. He's fallen off since I want to say June.
Around the same time as Mookie and Freddie, yeah.
Yeah, so there's this one point I think I want to say like around mid-June. Since then, the Dodgers' whole offense has gone quiet. Max Muncy's hurt, so that doesn't help. Other than like Michael Conforto, Shohei, and Will Smith has been carrying the offense, but
they finished July, the entire month, scoring 98 runs, which was 22nd in baseball.
Not good, man. This should be the number one of the best offenses ever, like in baseball history. You have 3 MVPs to start the.
Oh no, they were worse. I was looking at the wrong team. They scored 91 runs, which was 28th in baseball.
28th, man.
They were really actually lucky. Looking at their stats, they finished the month 17th in ERA. They went 10-14.
Yeah.
When you have the worst offense in baseball and a below-average pitching staff, you would like that is plausible that they would finish worse.
Especially with all the injuries they had in the pitching staff and in the bullpen. Hey, but good teams win, man. I don't think this offense is going to continue to be that bad. Like I said, they should be the best offense, one of the best offenses of all time, and they are the third worst offense in baseball in July. Not good. Luckily, they had to play the Rays, who are actually kind of exactly the same. The Rays in July, 28th in WRC+.
7-18 in July.
The Rays, not a very good time to be a Rays fan. They kind of like sell and buy at the same time. Do nothing. And they play in a minor league park. And the Dodgers. It's funny to see like Shohei Ohtani in a minor league stadium. It's like, this should not be happening. Like the Dodgers should not be here. This is the fucking Beatles coming in and playing the fucking dive bar at the college bar at the frat house. The Beatles at the frat house. That's the Dodgers in Steinbrenner Field. And they won 2 out of 3, huh?
2 out of 3. The one game the Dodgers lost was Blake Snell's return. He allowed 3 runs in 5 innings. Did strike out 8.
Okay.
All 3 games were shutouts. So the Dodgers shut out the Rays in 2 games, and the Rays shut out the Dodgers in the middle game.
Yamamoto looked amazing.
5 2/3 scoreless innings.
Yeah. So I'm not sure how much the Dodgers fans should be worried right now. I want to say they're probably not too worried. They're 3 games behind, 3 games above the Padres. I'd be curious to see what their playoff odds or the division odds are right now, because the Padres just added a shit ton. They're only 3 games back. You have all these players who have underperformed, yet they're still only 3 games back. You could say the same thing about the Dodgers, though.
The Dodgers have an 87.3% chance to win the division. The Padres have the other 12.5%, and I'm not sure where the other percents are going.
Ooh.
The Giants have a 0.2% chance of winning the division.
All right, it's not over yet, Giants fans. 0.2% chance.
I think having Freddie hit again, since July 21st, he has a 193 WRC+. This is the 12th best qualified hitter in baseball. He's hit 2 home runs after not hitting a home run for over a month. I think you got to feel pretty encouraged about that. Teoscar's looked a little better lately. He's not the worst hitter in baseball. And Will Smith has like a 170 WRC+.
He could be MVP this year, actually. That's what people aren't talking about. Is that they're talking about the Cal Raleigh, Aaron Judge debate. Like, you kind of make that same argument for Will Smith. Whereas offensive numbers aren't quite as good as Shohei, but he's doing it as catcher.
He's basically Mike Piazza.
Okay.
He hasn't graded out well defensively by any metric. But like offensively, he's the best Dodgers hitting catcher since Mike Piazza.
Mike Piazza. Micah Piazza. All right, Dodgers faithful. Hang on, baby. We're going to the World Series. Shohei is pitching. I was encouraged to see that. When is his next start? I think it's on Wednesday. But Shohei, that back injury wasn't a big deal. He will be facing the Cardinals on Wednesday. Ooh, that might be good, bro. Because I think Shohei's coming to Baltimore not too far from now. And I hopefully he pitches on those days.
We going?
Yeah, we're going to get crab cakes. And we're going to see Shohei pitch and hit home runs. We're going to Pickles, and we're drinking the Smashes.
We really should go. I'd love to see
September
Shohei.
5 through the 7th.
What is that drink called? They drink in Maryland? Orange Smash? Orange Crush. You got to get an Orange Crush when you go up there to the fucking... You know what I'm saying? They love the color orange. I've never seen an Oriole in Baltimore. I don't even think I've ever seen an Oriole before. Like, I
didn't even know it was a bird, bro.
You didn't know the Orioles were birds?
Swear to God, had no idea it was an animal.
Oh, my gosh. They just made it up. A Baltimore Oriole is
Another beautiful bird.
A small, common blackbird. Okay, if it's a blackbird, why is it orange?
No, I mean, it's hella orange.
Common. Oh, if it's common, why don't I ever see it? I swear I've never seen an Oriole. I see robins, and then you think a robin's an Oriole because it's orange, but it ain't. You see robins everywhere.
I mean, the vibe in Baltimore, it seems like they shouldn't even be able to support wildlife.
They got a lot of water, Jack. Come on, man. A lot of the Chesapeake Bay. Clams. Oysters.
They have a
Crabs.
50-story tall cigarette.
What? Isn't that Richmond?
It's in Marlboro, isn't it? Isn't that Maryland?
Marlboro is in Maryland, but I don't know if it has to do with the cigarette company.
when I go to the port, I think I drive by a cigarette.
Really? All right. I haven't spent a lot of time in Baltimore, I must admit.
This is in Richmond.
That's actually not it.
Yeah,
That's not
Richmond
it?
does have the massive cigarette because that's where they make all the cigarettes. But that doesn't mean there's not a massive cigarette in Baltimore, too. That would make sense. It's a tobacco state. Maryland's a very big tobacco state. We do good over here. But if you do tobacco, you're going to hell, kids. Don't do it. Speaking of hell, the Phillies. If you're a Phillies fan, you're probably going there. You guys did play well against the Tigers, though. At least last night. Kyle Schwarber, man. Schwarber bomb after Schwarber bomb. There's some discussion about Kyle Schwarber in the MLB MVP discussion. I wouldn't go there yet, but this guy could get paid $1 trillion as a DH.
He already matched his home run total from last year.
Hey, man. Telling you. It's Schwarber. They call him Schwarber for a reason, man. He hits homers. That's going to be probably one of the craziest, interesting free agencies of all time.
Because he'll be 33 next year.
And it's not about his age, it's that he's a DH who cannot play the field.
But he's so good at hitting.
He hits so well.
I have to ignore that he's wearing a Phillies uniform every time I watch him hit home runs. But they're some of the most majestic homers in baseball. He has this little swing.
Yeah.
Swings at 90 miles an hour. You don't even see it. Hits the ball 500 feet.
It's a short, compact, powerful. He's got some Babe Ruth vibes, man. He runs around the bases like Babe Ruth.
He is modern day Babe Ruth as a hitter.
Mm-hmm. Kyle Schwarber bombs. The Phillies. How did they win 2 out of 3 in this one?
They won 2 out of 3.
They lost the big pitchers duel, man. Zach Wheeler versus Tarek Skubal. Probably the best pitchers duel since Skeens Mizorowski. How'd that one go?
Wheeler actually gave up 4 runs.
He gave up a bomb to Baez.
Gave up a bomb to Baez. Second straight start allowing 4 runs, but this start against the Tigers, only 3 were earned. He gave up 3 home runs, which was only the 4th time he's done that since becoming a Philly.
Yeah, he fell victim to the homer.
Tarek Skubal went out for the 7th inning, and he gave up a home run to
Probably
Castellanos.
Okay.
Castellanos. So he finished his start with 3 earned runs. So you would expect that to be like a 1-0 game, but it ended up being
7-5.
7-5.
7-5 to the Detroit Tigers, who lose 2 out of 3 to the Phillies. Pretty good series, man. The talk of the series was Mr. Duran coming to that bullpen with the fucking intro, dude, which I guess is the same intro they did in Minnesota.
Minnesota, the team in Minnesota that does the animations and the in-game stuff, they sent all of the assets that they had for Duran's walkout song to the Phillies.
Yeah, so they just copy and pasted this guy's entire celebration to a different city. And goddamn is an electric. The Phillies, like I said, the Phillies and Mets have been they're competing 1-2 in the NL East, where you saw this trade deadline. The Mets got 2 relievers. The Phillies like, all right, we're getting a closer. The Mets signing outfielders. The Phillies are like, all right, we're going to sign an outfielder. The 2 teams were the 2 teams bidding over Mr. Luis Robert. Neither of them got him, but whatever. They're competing neck and neck. So the Mets had their closer, Edwin Diaz, with his viral intro. Now the Phillies got their viral intro. But this is going to be electric in the playoffs. This is perfect for
This
Philly.
is something I want to go to Philadelphia for and watch.
Hear that bomb? That was
that?
a remix bomb, but I just got me excited because this is like the Phillies going back to what they do. They were going with that fucking, foo-foo lame shit with the, kombucha in the dugout and freezers and the bullpen and all that. But now they're going back to the real hardcore Philly shit. I mean, they have a walking spider on the walls. There's spiders crawling on the video board as Mr. Yoan Duran comes in and throws 117-mile-per-hour fastballs. He pitched 2 games this series, right?
He pitched 2 games. In the first game, he only needed 4 pitches to get the save.
Wee.
He had the 4 fastest pitches of the game. He threw 99.7, 99, 98.8, 98.4. In the second game, he decided, so this was game 3, that he'd end on a 103-mile-an-hour fastball against Riley Green.
He's feeling the Philly energy, man. He's going from probably complete opposite places. Minnesota to Philadelphia. The politest people on earth to the most wretched assholes ever. All respect to Philly, though. My dad's from Philadelphia. He was born there. And so is my granddad. And his dad, motherfucker.
The more I find out about you, the more I'm like, how are you a Braves fan?
My uncle likes the Phillies. Shout out to Uncle Mark. But they didn't really grow up in Philly. But you know what I'm saying? I got people up there. Don't act like I don't got people in Philly, bro. I could make a call. The Philly captain, he's my boy. Anyway, so the Phillies take 2 out of 3, and the Mr. Mighty Mets, who we might have to call them the Mrs. Mighty Mets because they lost the division lead, man. The Phillies are now in first, and the Mets have given it up, and they had to play the Giants, who already gave up. So you thought it was going to be an easy series, but no, they lose 2 out of 3 against the Giants, Mitch.
Lost 2 out of 3. The one game that they did win, they started booing Juan Soto.
Juan Soto is getting booed again. This guy cannot live his life. That's pretty funny.
They won 12-6. I expected I saw the booing. I bookmarked it. I went back and checked later. I expected them to be losing that game 12-6, and I was like, they won this game.
Well, how bad has he been? Why is he getting booed? A 146 OPS plus on the year.
So, since the second half began, this was as of Saturday, he had a 140 batting average, a 302 slugging, and a 60 WRC plus since the All-Star break. Not great, and he's hitting 191 with runners in scoring position, so when they were booing him, there were runners on base. But, he's had a good season still.
He's had a great season. Maybe not the highest paid player in baseball season, but, not a lot of people have those seasons. That would be pretty much Shohei and Aaron Judge who have those seasons. Maybe Soto last year, you could say that. He had one of those seasons, but yeah, to get booed is pretty funny. Juan Soto. Guy can't get a break. But you can't blame the Mets completely. They gave up their lead, man. They gave up their lead. How did their new additions do?
Cedric Mullins went 1 for 8. He had a walk. Ryan Helsley only pitched the one game, the Friday game. He had a scoreless outing. And Tyler Rogers also only pitched that Friday game, and he also had a scoreless outing. So Like, you would want a little more out of Mullins, but it's a 3-game sample, so you can't say much.
Cedric Mullins. I can't escape it.
I honestly, every time I hear his name, I hear that clip.
Yeah. 1 for 8 and a walk. Helsley, though. He did good. As long as the bullpen's doing good, this can be good.
And the series finale was Frankie Montas, and he allowed 7 runs. So I don't... It's maybe a tough pitching matchup. David Peterson started game 1. He pitched really well. He went 6 innings, allowed 2 runs, and then it was an extra inning game. And anything happens in extras. But overall, like, this wasn't a disaster series, even though they lost to the Giants.
All right. So I feel like we covered all the teams that probably made the big trade deadline pieces. So who won the trade deadline? We should know, right?
Definitely the Yankees.
The Yankees lost the trade deadline, as we can see. Every player they traded in the deadline had totally cost them their team. Marcus Stroman got DFA'd too. We didn't talk about that. But he is no longer on the team for the Yankees.
He had this post on a private jet, like, right after getting released.
Yeah. Well, Gary Sheffield's son had a pretty good tweet. He basically got released, and then Gary Sheffield's son, Gary Sheffield Jr., tweeted, like, he's going to be on a private jet, talking about how he isn't bothered by getting DFA'd.
And how he's rich.
Yeah, 2 hours later, he made the exact same post. Pretty good call. You got to respect it. But, yeah, so far, I'd say the Phillies won the trade deadline.
I'm like the Padres adding an actual catcher
Okay,
and Ramon Laureano, who's been like the 10th best hitter in baseball.
All right, Ramon Laureano's great, but, like, did he have a sick fire entrance with a spider on it? That shit went viral.
No, I think Mason Miller might have to step it up then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Robert Suarez has a sweet intro in the Padres stadium too. You know what I love? You know what? Want me to give a little bit of a critique though? Is that, like, it kind of makes it a little less exciting to me. And, you know, a regular person's not going to care or notice that these stadiums can just copy and paste the intro and then send it in an email to another stadium. And then they can just have it ready in 20 minutes. And, like, all these, like, theatrics and the lights are probably done by, like, one company that has the same lights. And, like, the lights just do the same thing at every park. It makes it a little less unique. So like, all these stadiums got this whole light show that came on in the past 2 or 3 years. You go to the Nats games, they do it there too now.
Yeah, I'm going to miss Kyle Finnegan's walkout.
Yeah. Kyle Finnegan. What team did he go to?
Tigers.
He
had a save against the Phillies. He came
They
out.
got closing him.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. But Will Vest had a bad 8th inning, so Finnegan came out, got the last out there, and then shut down the Phillies in the bottom half of the 9th.
Pitching chaos.
But yeah, I don't know. What would you suggest to make it, like, for the Nationals? They have got the lights, they've got the music. What do they need to do differently to stand out? Their closer, I don't even know who it's going to be, comes out.
The Nationals? Well, the Nationals are fucked. There's nothing they could do. I mean, maybe, like, you could get, like, a closer coming in from a zip line or something. Put him on the roof. Put the bullpen on the roof and then have him zip line into the mound.
Now we're talking.
Now we're talking. You know, like, you wouldn't be, you know, once every single team has the same light show, kind of takes away from it. And I know how it works. I know how the corporate world works. Some company figured out how to do lights really well. They went to the MLB and they said, I got these lights. Let me put them in the stadiums. All right, here's $25 billion. Now all the lights are in all the stadiums and all the lights look the same. Nothing, I'm not taking nothing away from Duran Duran's intro. I think it's fire. Same thing with Robert Suarez, but it is a little funny when, like, Kyle Finnegan comes in and it's the same lights going on. But speaking of pageantry, the Bristol Motor Speedway game. Boy, was that a doozy. But before we get to that, let's actually do the brand deal. The ad read. We got an ad read, baby. Leave 5 stars and buy this product. All right. Mint Mobile. All right. You know what doesn't belong in your Epic summer plans? Getting burned by your old wireless bill. You ever get a wireless bill?
Big time.
They burn the fuck out of you, right?
They actually do.
I mean, how annoying is that shit?
Terrible.
It's a lot of money. to use a phone, which I would argue is a basic human need and we should get it for free. You don't need it for free because Mint Mobile, it's basically free. While you're planning your beach trips, BBQs, and 3-day weekends, your wireless bill should be the last thing holding you back. That's why you need to make the switch to Mint. Mint, where you can get coverage, where you get the coverage and speed you're used to, but for way less money. For a limited time, Mint Mobile is offering 3 months of unlimited premium wireless service for $15 a month. Who the fuck is getting premium wireless service for $15 a month? You are, motherfuckers, if you use our code at Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile, they're the ones with Ryan Reynolds, right?
They are.
Kills it on the commercials. So while your friends are sweating out data overages and surprise charges, you'll be chilling literally and financially. Say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overage. Mint Mobile is here to rescue you. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text, delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts. The switch is easy, guys. Your phone's going to be the same. It's just going to work better and it's going to be cheaper. Who doesn't like that? Ditch overpriced wireless and get 3 months of unlimited service with Mint Mobile for $15 a month. Jesus Christ. $15 a month. Whew. They got a lot of high quality, biggest 5G network in the world, baby. So this year, skip breaking a sweat and breaking the bank. Get this new customer offer and your 3-month unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month at mintmobile.com/PDE. That's mintmobile.com/PDE. Okay. Upfront payment of $45 required, equivalent to $15 a month. Limited time new customer offer for the first 3 months only. Speeds may slow above 35 gigabyte unlimited plan. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details. Get in on Mint Mobile, people. And thank you for them for sponsoring us, because we need all the sponsors we can get over here. I mean, Mitchell's hungry. His leg is shaking like a fucking crazy. The guy's eating in 3 days.
Honestly, now that I know that Mint Mobile is so affordable, I feel like actually we don't really need that many ads anymore. Because now I can just get Mint Mobile. Because I'm a T-Mobile, my bill is $49,000 a month.
I know, right?
But don't worry though, because I have free access to Hulu, a subscription that I already had.
So fuck T-Mobile. Let's go to Mint Mobile, baby. That's what I'm talking about. All right, speaking of Mint Mobile, Bristol Motor Speedway baseball. So they played a baseball game in a NASCAR arena. Is it a NASCAR arena? No, it's a NASCAR track. One of the biggest baseball games of all time, right?
Yes, it was the fourth highest attended regular season or postseason game in MLB history.
I thought it was supposed to be number one.
I did too, but then I checked the numbers and I was like, this does not work out.
Yeah, I did see because they played some games in the They played games in the Coliseum for a while in L.A.
They did, yeah.
In like the 50s, and they sold out some games out there, which is 100,000 plus. Not even the good old freaking NASCAR Bristol Motor Speedway can fit that many people. But this game was a freaking disaster, unfortunately, because, dude, it looked cool as shit. I personally wanted to go. So glad I didn't go to this.
Same. I was like, I could swing by my hometown, spend a week there, then
see all the people,
and then go to see this game. Very happy I just watched it on TV.
Yeah, because if you went to this game, you probably didn't have a great experience. So game one, which was, there's only one game. Everyone goes down, Bristol, come on, let's watch some baseball. They got fucking Tim McGraw opening it up for the game. Let's see some country music. Let's see some NASCAR cars run around the track, and let's watch a baseball game in a NASCAR park. Then it starts to fucking rain. They do the whole pregame ceremony, which was like pretty cool, I guess. Takes like an hour. Then it just starts raining. They don't even start the game. So how long was the rain delay? I guess it was forever, right? They never even played it.
The first rain delay lasted 2 hours.
2.5 hours. 2.5 hour rain delay. And they ran out of food, bro. The pictures of this are hilarious. They were selling hot dogs without buns, bro.
And nachos without cheese. Jeez.
People were just fucking taking glizzy, no bun to the face, waiting for this game to start in the pouring rain. You know, you want a wet, soaky hot dog without a bun on it.
They're calling it MLB's Firefest.
Mm-hmm. They ran out of food. That was before first pitch because of the 2-hour rain delay. They did have a lot of beers, though. You know, they get some beers. Let me drive the car. Let me drive the car around the track. I did not see Ozuna getting behind the wheel on that track, which was disappointing. I'm sure they flagged that. MLB was like, do not let Marcell Ozuna drive one of these cars.
Why not him? Why not Ozuna, dude? Why?
Because he got a DUI.
I know.
And he gave his... Okay. I didn't think you knew that.
I thought we were being chill about it. I thought we weren't going to talk about that.
Oh, we have to talk about it. But they didn't let Ozuna drive. Give him the keys. They didn't let... I didn't see any MLB players drive a NASCAR. I guess it's a little bit of a liability. Anyway, they did end up starting the game on Saturday night, and it started raining, dude. The infield was terrible. The infield was soaked in water. Whole infield was soaked underwater. It was turf infield too, which I don't think helps. Maybe it does help. I don't know, but the dirt was actually the bad part. Totally soaked.
They got like that quick dry mix in the first inning, and they're trying to like dry out the field while it's pouring raining, and it just reminded me of that one video of a raccoon putting cotton candy in the water, and it just like evaporates. It's like, what are you doing? Just put the tarp on the field.
Yeah, when I saw that, it reminded me of that diner. The 97-year-old diner, the way they do Coke.
Did it? Just stirring the Coke?
Or the raccoon, too. That makes sense, dude. The cotton candy raccoon. What the
Who
fuck?
doesn't love cotton candy?
Have you never seen it? Whatever. It's another meme. Another loss for Mitchell.
Mitchell's a man of many memes, people. All right. You know, I apologize. I'm just not that as distinguished. This guy's got a Rolodex of memes in the back pocket. But they end up starting.
No, where'd it go? He lost it. Oh, that's devastating.
Yeah. That's the ground screw up Bristol Motor Speedway. So they end up starting the game for no reason. I don't know what they were thinking, but they say, you know what? I think we got a window. I think they probably got to the point where it was like, we just cannot not play any game.
So I thought, they must not be able to play on Sunday. They have to get this game in today.
Yeah.
Because for whatever reason, they can't play on Sunday. Which is dumb because both teams had the day off. But maybe there's something with the scheduling where MLB has this one day to play at the Speedway. And so they have to get this game in no matter what. No, turns out they could just play on Sunday.
Yeah, they played it on Sunday. Because they played, they played one inning, half an inning.
They didn't even play a full inning.
Couldn't even play a full inning before it started raining again, and they had to call the game.
Like
the next day. So, it was a big disaster. I know a lot of people calling it the Fire Fest. It was a big failure for MLB, and it was a big failure because they couldn't play the game. It was going to be cool shit. There's going to be 91,000 people there in this fucking crazy NASCAR park. I like the jerseys. The hat's growing on me. I like the numbers. I like the vibe of it. I like the whole thing. But it fucking rained. They couldn't play the game, and it sucks. They didn't have enough hot dogs. They probably should have prepared better for that. Maybe some better nachos. I would have liked better nachos. Glad I didn't go. That probably would have been torture waiting into that fucking place for 3 hours with nothing to do. And then the next day they played on Sunday, and I don't know how many people went on Sunday, but it was just a lot less cool because no one could go on Sunday. Obviously, everyone made travel plans and whatnot. It was half full.
What was that, Mitch?
It was the Braves mascot rolling down the track.
Yeah, Blooper got to ride in a car.
Blooper had fun.
That was cool. I mean, Eli White, 2 bombs, bro. I like that, dude. This guy hits a home run, and every time they hit a home run, they get a NASCAR to drive around the whole track.
Did they do that?
So Eli White was the only guy who hit a home run. He homered twice, but
first MLB player to hit a home run in Tennessee history.
He did homer, and they had this little car go around the track. Could you imagine if they didn't hit a home run and they just had all of this prepared and that car just sat in a garage?
I mean, hey, it wouldn't be the biggest deal. I'm sure they have a lot of cars over there that they can swap it in and out. What could have been, man? Everything went wrong for it. I mean, they set it up nicely where they like you could tell. I mean, part of the logic was like, I mean, it makes the most sense. The Reds and the Braves are probably the two closest teams to Tennessee, probably. So that makes sense. You had Ronald Acuna Jr. and Ellie De La Cruz going against each other, two fastest players in MLB. That makes sense.
The starting matchup was supposed to be Chase Burns
And
versus Spencer Strider.
They even set that up well. Like
They're both from Tennessee.
fuck. I didn't even think of it. Chase Burns. I mean, fucking Strider's not from Tennessee.
He's from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Is that where he was born? I thought he was from South Carolina.
No, he just went to Clemson.
Strider's from Tennessee. So that's crazy too. They really like. I'm surprised they were able to let make these teams like pull those strings. So they're both from Tennessee. They both throw 100 miles per hour. They both start against each other for this cool game in front of 1,000 million people in a speed track, and it rains. It ruined everything. I think it was going to actually be pulled off very well if it wasn't for the rain. I think if it wasn't for this rain, everyone would have loved this shit.
Except, I mean, they ran out of food at 8:30.
All right. Well, you know what?
Would they have run out with that if there wasn't a delay? Is the question.
The game would have started at 7, and they ran out of food at 8:30, which would still be during the game. Like yesterday, when they actually played the game, they had people bring in their own food because they still didn't have food.
We needed more food. Well, from a food perspective, it was a massive L. Let's call a spade a spade. They fucked up the food. But like, if you're watching on TV, who cares? Like,
But how do you even have just hot dogs, no buns, or just chips, no cheese? Like, why aren't you just buying the same amount?
Well, it's
of
because
these
hot
items?
dogs and
Great
hot dog
question.
buns don't come in the same quantity. It must happen the same way
That's,
with
you know,
bulk
in the
orders.
grocery store, sure, but they're not good. They're not making a trip to the Safeway.
great question, man. And also, they're used to NASCAR races. Like, how many hot dogs can those guys throw down? I mean, millions of hot dogs.
It's all weird.
Also, this poor employee, he tried to throw a foul ball into the crowd and he just failed.
Yeah, I felt that, dude. He points to his shoulder. I was thinking, like, bro, I feel like I couldn't even make that throw right now. You should have seen me yesterday at softball. The shoulder is fucked. Like, I
You might have to move to second base, dude,
I'm not moving to second base.
or first base.
No, I might have to, like, literally, if I had health insurance, I'd get surgery on it, maybe. But I need to go to the doctor. The thing doesn't work. And we literally got shut out in softball yesterday. Our first game, we scored 0 runs in a slow pitch softball game. The pitcher was nasty, all right? I'm telling you, he was throwing curves and fucking spinning shit. We didn't have our A team. A lot of good players were not there. Bryant, we needed you. Jordan, we needed you. RJ, where were you at, bro? You know, I hit pretty well. I had some hits. I want to say I probably went 4 for 8, 5 for 8.
Got stranded on base every time.
I got stranded on base every time, Mitchell.
Like the Braves with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, well, the Braves won. Like, going back to the Braves, we won. We won the biggest trophy of the year.
Braves won a trophy in
The
2025.
trophy for this game was massive, like on par with the World Series trophy.
I would say bigger.
If you put them next to each other and you told someone from Russia to say which trophy would you rather have, they might pick this one.
I'd rather have this one.
And we got this one. So we are the only team to ever win a Major League Baseball game in Tennessee, and we're the only team that's ever gonna win a Major League Baseball game in Tennessee for the foreseeable future. Everybody else can suck my nuts.
I'm gonna call this a trophy season for the Braves.
It is.
It's a success.
Yeah.
Is it not embarrassing to be celebrating with this fucking trophy, though?
Yeah, I mean,
Braves.
if you're a hater, it is embarrassing. It's more embarrassing not to be celebrating with it.
If you're like 55 and 55, then yeah, it's embarrassing. But when you're like 40 and 70, it's the best thing that happens all season.
Just enjoy yourself.
We
Yeah.
we deserved it, man. We struggled through the rain. We battled adversity. Our starter couldn't pitch. We had to go to the bullpen. We had to get a guy from Matt Waldrop was
Hurston Waldrop had to drive to Gwinnett. The Reds pitcher, the Reds extra pitcher got flown in a private jet.
Wasn't it Rob
by
Manfred's
MLB.
private jet or that?
Yeah, it was Manfred's private jet. They flew a Reds player, but the Braves player had to drive to Gwinnett. The Braves had to start the game basically down 1-0, and they still won.
Damn. So this rain delay was such a. Not only did they run out of hot dogs, they ran out of buns, they ran out of nachos. They didn't even have a pitcher. Rob Manfred had to call up the freaking airline and get.
They
a private
changed
jet.
the rules for Sunday. They allowed a 27th man for Saturday, but it had to be a position player. And then the Reds and the Braves, after the game got called, said, "Hey, we can't get through this game if you don't let us have another pitcher." And Rob Manfred was like, "I'll change the rules then."
So this guy Waldrop, so he was in the minor leagues. He's in Gwinnett, right? On Saturday, he's in Gwinnett.
On Saturday,
So
he's in Gwinnett.
I'm a minor league pitcher for the Gwinnett Braves. Probably not having a great season. If he isn't on the MLB roster already, I'm going to assume isn't pitching great. All right, they had the biggest game of baseball history in Tennessee. Starts raining. They get a call. Buddy, we need you. 12 hours later, he's starting in front of the biggest crowd in MLB, fourth biggest crowd in MLB history. Gets the dub. Granted, technically, how many people were actually there on Sunday?
It still looked decently crowded. I would say it was half of the crowd, which is it's a full-size MLB crowd.
Yeah, still a lot of people, but compared to what it would have been, man. Bad old Bristol. I'll never forget when my Hokies played Tennessee in that stadium, and we lost. We should have won 2016. Should have won that, man. All right, moving on, man. Let's move on. Two teams that kind of sold the whole team. I mean, the Twins sold the whole team. A lot of Twins fans are really wanting me to go in on the Twins and go do a deep dive on how bad the organization is, and all I can say to that is, man, I feel for you. I feel for my people in Minnesota. I feel for my Twins fans. Not only have you guys had to deal with like the amount of injuries, all your best players the last few years with Correa, with Royce Lewis, with Brian Buxton getting hurt. That's kind of, hurt the team's chances the last few years. I mean, 2 years ago, was it 2 years ago when they finally won that playoff game? Or was that last year? That was 2 years ago,
2 years ago.
Finally won that playoff game. That was a good jolt in the energy. You guys had a run there, but, you end up losing that series. You get Correa back. You felt good about that. And then finally, Byron Buxton having a career year. He emerges, full healthy season. And it just didn't work out. They sold the whole team, and now Buxton is hurt on top of that. Isn't he on the IL? I'm pretty sure Buxton is on the IL right now. You didn't get rid of Joe Ryan, so I'm sure that, that's good. You kept Joe Ryan, but everybody else is gone. And, it sucks to be a Twins fan.
This transaction page from the day after the deadline reminds me of COVID. Like, the only time I've ever seen a transaction page look like this was when the Marlins whole team got COVID and they had to...
Don't say COVID. We're going to get demonetized. Remember that? You can't say COVID on YouTube. You get demonetized.
Anyway, they called up 7 players without having to send anyone down.
Jose Urania's on the Twins now?
He's on the Twins.
This has got to be his 4th team of the season, huh? Jose Urania. That's why you don't hit Acuna on purpose. You end up like this guy. He's on... Dude.
Yeah, 4th team this season.
He's been on 4 teams this season. No. Oh, my God. Yeah, 4 teams this season. Damn. 0.1 WAR.
He's got to be closing in on a record for most teams.
He switched leagues 3 times. So he started in the AL, then went to the NL, then went back to the AL, now back in the NL.
He's already played for 10 MLB teams. He just needs 4 more to tie the record.
So, hey, maybe he's what the Twins need, right? Maybe not. Okay. Well, the Twins play the Guardians, and the Guardians beat them 2 out of 3. I thought it was a 4-game series, but I guess not. 3-game series. 2 out of 3 for the Guardians. The Guardians, by the way, I don't want to be that guy. I did predict them to win the division a few days ago. That was before their closer started betting on him, got caught for betting on his own games, allegedly getting investigated. I'm sorry. They lost their closer, and they sold off Bieber, and they sold off a couple other guys. Who else did they sell off? Am I blanking on who it was? I mean, it was no one huge.
It was Paul Sewald.
Okay, Paul Sewald's gone. You lose your closer. Class A, that's a huge loss for them. Bieber, you're not getting Bieber back. Do you think that they still have enough to make the playoffs, though? Like, part of me still thinks they do.
Really?
The Guardians, yeah.
No, I'm completely out.
You're completely out on the Guardians?
J-Ram is hitting incredibly well. Stephen Kwan's been hot and cold, but no, I'm out on the Guardians.
I'm not completely out of the Guardians. Since July 7th, the Guardians have one of the best records in baseball. It sucks that 10-game losing streak really did screw their whole season. 3rd best record in baseball since July 7th. I know it's an arbitrary date. That's what we do here. Anyway, they take 2 out of 3 out of the Twins. And they had one of the best. You see that picture? They had a promotion where it was like $2 beers before the game started. And they have all these guys standing in this like standing room only section. And it is probably 50 people in this picture. 40 of them are wearing Jose Ramirez jerseys. And there are 4,000 beers in this photo.
4,000 is a conservative number of beers.
The amount of beers in this photo and Jose Ramirez jerseys, it really does.
I think this was a Jose Ramirez jersey giveaway.
Are those not real jerseys?
I mean,
they're giving out full fucking.
They're Jose Ramirez jersey giveaways, so they're not like the highest quality, but yeah, these are the giveaway jerseys. So yeah, everyone, probably 20,000 people got a J-Ram jersey.
I love the picture.
And about 30,000 people got 400,000 beers.
Hey man, that's 400,000 beers, 400,000 Jose Ramirez jerseys. Jose Ramirez continues to be a beast. I'm not counting the Guardians out. The Guardians are a team. You look at their roster, they never have a good roster, and they always end up doing way better than you think they're going to do. Yeah, the roster got a little worse. You don't have Bieber, you don't have Clase, but like, come on. This is what the Guardians do. They win on the fringes, and they're going to have to really win on the fringes to do it this year. But they kept Quan, and they still got J-Ram. So in my book, the Guardians still got a chance. I'll tell you what, though, that Clase situation is a big loss. So we have a little update on these degenerate gamblers, alleged degenerate gamblers in Cleveland. So it was 2 episodes where the news broke that Clase was being investigated. Since then, there was a trade deadline, so we didn't really get to go into it last episode, but we got some more information on it. So on July 3rd, their right-handed pitcher, I'm not sure why his handedness has anything to do with this, but I did say it. Luis Ortiz, if you're wondering, is a righty. He's not a lefty. Lefty would have been a different deal, but this is a right-handed pitcher. Luis Ortiz was put on non-disciplinary paid leave after he was flagged for 2 pitches that were suspicious. So on July 15th, in the bottom of the 2nd inning against the Mariners, Ortiz threw this pitch. It's a first pitch slider way outside the strike zone. Then 2 weeks later, in the top of the 3rd inning, again, first pitch of the inning against the Cardinals, he throws this first pitch slider that was way outside of the strike zone. So about a week after that, it comes out that an integrity firm, IC360, sent an alert to the sportsbook operators regarding Ortiz. So this was flagged by this company that said that something was suspicious going on. Apparently, an unusual amount of money was wagered on these pitches being balls or to hit a first baseman moments before they were thrown. These bets were placed in 3 different states, so New York, New Jersey, and Ohio. According to a copy of the report, both pitches were well outside of the strike zone. We didn't need the report to tell us that. These balls were way outside of the strike zone. So they see that a lot of money went in on this pitch to be a ball. More money than should ever be going on for a guy to pitch a ball, and they turned out to both be balls. They said, that's suspicious. So MLB said, all right, well, we got to investigate this. So when that happens, Ortiz is no allowed to pitch while this investigation is going on. He's innocent until proven guilty. But it looks pretty suspicious. So Luis Ortiz, this guy makes league minimum. He's in his 4th season, but he's only really had he's not pitched full season. So he makes $782,000 a year. However, he's pitched 4 seasons and has a 1.121 service time. That means he's made around $220,000 a year, which that's a lot of money to make. But when you're making $220,000 a year, you can't be convinced to throw a ball and you can make $10K on it, right? You can see that happening. You can see someone getting corrupted, taking that money and doing it, right? the way these organizations work, these integrity firms with sports books, since sports betting is legal now, and the leagues and the sports book know that like the big thing that can really fuck up sports betting for everybody is if these teams, players, referees, umpires start throwing games on purpose and changing the outcomes of the games because of sports betting. So these integrity firms, they have all this data. They have all the sports book data. They work with the sports books, and they track unusual betting activity. So this bet, which is called a micro bet, that you can do on select sports books. Most sports books, I don't even think you can bet this. Like, it is very weird to bet a first pitch. The outcome of a pitch in general is a very, very weird bet, rare bet. If you're doing that, you're probably, I don't know, drunk or just very
degenerate gambler.
Very addicted to gambling to be, I just know this is going to be a ball, or you got a good hunch. But either way, like, it's such a rare bet that like I'm sure like if you can bet one of these every inning, most of these times no one's even betting on it. So let's say on an average day, $5,000 is bet on a first pitch outcome. And then one day, $200,000 goes down on a first pitch outcome. That's going to set off the alarms. What's going on? Why is someone betting $200,000 on a first pitch? Why is this guy so confident? So they'll look into it. Where's this money coming from? They track the account. What's the suspicious activity? If they notice that someone's hitting like 90% on it, like let's say you bet 20 times that the ball is going to be a ball and you win every single time, these integrity firms are going to see that and say, something's fishy's going on. How did this person have this inside information? You can't be that good at betting. They'll look into it. That's what they did with Luis Ortiz. Now they're looking into it. But during this investigation, Clase comes up on their radar. So Clase, 3-time All-Star, 2-time winner of the Mariano Rivera Award, best reliever in the American League, best reliever in baseball since 2021, has the most WAR. He finished top 3 in AL Cy Young voting last year. By far, one of the best relief seasons in baseball history last year. I think he finished with a .61 ERA. Okay? This is a guy who shouldn't be betting on his own games. Because, you're that good at pitching, you're probably going to make millions and millions of dollars. It's not worth it. Anyway, through their investigation, they find some suspicious stuff with him, too. There's no specific pitch that they flagged that we can point to. But after it comes out last week that he is also being put on paid leave, people look into his numbers. Foolish Baseball found that 17.5% of Clase's first pitches are in the waste zone. Waste zone meaning way out of the zone, not even close to being strikes, compared to 5.2% of all his other pitches. So 5.2% of Clase's pitches are waste pitches, way out of the zone, non-competitive pitches. But when it's the first pitch of an inning, that number is 3 times higher. So that stat right there shows you that there could be a scenario where he's throwing balls way out of the zone on purpose, having someone else bet on it, and taking the profits from it. He's thrown 22 pitches this season with a 0-0 count and the bases empty outside of the game day strike zone. 11 of those have been classified as uncompetitive. So half of his first pitches that were balls were way out of the zone. So that makes you think, although we don't have specific pitches like we do with Luis Ortiz, that makes it very damning that there is a very good possibility that he was doing the exact same thing Luis Ortiz has been accused of doing. Also, apparently, these guys are very close. So this is according to Bob Nightingale, that Clase and Ortiz are close friends. The Athletic notes that Ortiz and Clase have adjacent lockers in spring training and bonded over their passion for chicken and horses on their farm. So they have shared interests, Mitchell. What do you know about people who like horses?
They don't like sports sometimes.
No, they like betting, bro.
Or they like betting.
Horses, horse betting. Now, this seems more of like, I feel like the Dominican culture is not really a horse racing culture. They're more of you ever see the videos of Johnny Cueto with the horses doing the dances and shit? Real farm.
No, I'm going to look that up.
I feel like it's like a Spanish thing where they get these horses to do like cool tricks and stuff.
Was it Cespedes who rode into spring training on a horse?
That was Cespedes, yes. So these country boys in Latin America, they like their horses, but I wouldn't tie it to horse betting. I don't know if they're horse bettors, but they're into horses and chickens. I'm not sure if this is relevant information or not, but I'm just I got to say the facts. The guys like chicken and horses.
Looking up Johnny Cueto horses, there's the one where it's like, for the second time, Johnny Cueto has posted a picture of his dead horse.
Yeah. Okay. That's not funny. But it's kind of...
I think Marcelo Zuna did the same thing.
Listen, if the horse dies, it's sad, man. You want to, everyone's, you want to get the information out. Like, then people are going to accuse, oh, he's lying. His horse is not really dead. And then you got to prove it. So sometimes, your horse dies. You got to post it online. It is what it is. So I'm not saying that the reason that they're into horses and chickens makes it more likely that Clase is guilty. However, there are a couple things that make Clase, might lead you to believe that Clase was kind of the type of guy who would do this. First of all, Clase did test positive for steroids back in 2020. So I don't know if that has anything to do with gambling, but maybe you could say this is the type of guy who's not afraid to kind of bend the rules a little bit to make a little extra money. Also, Clase, who's made $15.3 million in career earnings. So on the surface level, a guy who has $15.3 million in career earnings, logically speaking, what you can get out of doing what is this? A throwing scandal. Like, I don't know how much money you can make on throwing a ball. The truth is, if you put $100,000 that you're going to throw a first pitch ball and you throw a first pitch ball, without a doubt, that's going to get flagged. And it's a massive risk to get $100,000. A guy like Clase who has $15.3 million, you look at that and you say, you'd have to be the dumbest guy on earth to do this. However, there is some reasons to believe that Clase is in need for some money right now. He signed this deal with this company called, what are they called, Mitchell?
Finley?
Finley. So there's this company that, like, it's, I don't know what you would call them.
It's, so the website is Be More Than a Fan, Be an Investor. You're basically buying shares in the player's career, and there's like an earning payout.
Yeah, so he'd signed this deal with this company, which kind of goes to show you where we are with the gambling shit and investing in players. But like, all these players who sign this company are like little prospects, but he's like the only guy with a lot of money. You sign this deal with this company, and they basically take the money, or they auction off a share of your let me start over. Okay, Finley. It's a San Diego-based startup that offers athletes the chance to receive money in advance in exchange for a portion of their future earnings. So, fans and retail investors are able to buy stakes in your future earnings using Finley's regulated crowdfunding offerings. So, this company in July raised $315,000 from 282 investors who paid $12 a share. So more than $237 of that money went directly to Clase. So basically, Clase sold the rights to part of his contract. They're saying that this company said you can invest in Clase, so you can buy a share of Clase. All these people bought shares in Clase's future. So they gave this company $300,000 that goes to Clase. So Clase gets $300,000 in the bank right now. All right, $300,000 in the bank account right now. Who says no? Now, in exchange for that, Clase owes this company 0.29% of his earnings. So basically, he's able to get an advance on his future earnings. That leads to me to believe this guy needs money now, wants money now. Why else would you do this? Long-term investment wouldn't really lead you to think this was a good idea, because at the end of the day, now you owe this company a percentage of all your future earnings. So all is that to say is this is just speculation. He seems like a guy who kind of needs the money right now, which makes you think that he might be the kind of guy to try to make some quick cash and throw a ball on purpose to make the money. Not saying he's guilty. there's a lot of suspicious things going on right now. And who knows what's going to happen. All I know is that if he gets in trouble for this, or if they can prove that he did it, he probably will never pitch again. Zach Missel, reporter at The Athletic, said, quote, "I have a hard time envisioning them ever pitching again." And we've seen this in other sports. So Jonte Porter in the NBA did a very similar thing where some of his associates put a shit ton of money on him to get the under on all his props, basically. Like, he's going to get under 5 rebounds, he's going to get under 10 points, he's going to get under 2 assists, and then in the first quarter he leaves the game with an injury, securing that he'd get the under on all his assists and all his stats. All the bets hit, and he gets a cut of the money. It gets flagged. Now he's banned from basketball for life. This guy, a Padres player last year, was banned from baseball for life for betting on baseball games that he wasn't even involved in. But just because he was on an MLB team and betting on MLB games, banned for life. Multiple minor league players have been banned or suspended from baseball just for betting on baseball games that, hey, they had nothing to do with, and they weren't even in the majors yet. Pat Hoberg, an umpire, they found out that he had a shared betting account with another guy. There's no proof that Pat Hoberg bet on MLB games, but just because he was betting on an account that had bet on baseball, he got fired from MLB. So that goes to show you how serious they take this. Like, if you get caught for this, you are done. They aren't playing around. On the other end of the spectrum, we have seen people get investigated for stuff like this and get cleared. In the NBA, Terry Rozier was under investigation for this in 2023. Well, that was the incident. It was the same investigation that led to Porter's ban. He was cleared of it, and he's playing in the NBA again. So it's not to say that every single guy, as soon as they get investigated, are guilty 100% of the time. We have an example of one guy not being guilty. How long is this going to take? We don't know. Malik Beasley, another guy in NBA who's in big trouble for this. That investigation, I think, started in June, but they still haven't figured that out. And that's from betting from 2023, 2024. So this can take a while. Either way, it causes a lot of questions. The governor of Ohio is already calling for Ohio to ban prop bets. Quote, "First, there were threats in Ohio athletes, and now 2 high-profile Ohio athletes have been suspended by MLB as part of sports betting investigation. They want to get rid of prop bets, basically betting on a guy's individual stats. That's already not allowed in 16 states. In college sports, Illinois, Iowa, Kentucky, Connecticut, ban users from betting on college prop bets involving in-state teams. Oregon has banned betting on college athletics altogether, including traditional markets and props." Basically, the logic is why they don't let you do this in college is because those players don't get any money. So the incentive to do this is way higher. Usually you think like an MLB player wouldn't do this because it's not worth it, because you're only really able to make a few grand and get away with it. If you're making millions of dollars, there's no point to do it. But we've seen it in the past, man. I will say, man, it's looking tough for Class A.
Yeah, they already cleared their lockers, both of the pitchers. That's normally a sign that they're not going to be back with the organization at least this season.
Yeah. I would say at the very least they won't be pitching this season because these investigations usually take a while. But if they find out that Class A did this, we are looking at a lifetime ban. A guy who was on pace to make hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, he's had one of the best starts to a career of any closer in baseball. Already, this guy finished 3rd in Cy Young voting. He's I don't know how many time All-Star this guy is.
3.
3-time All-Star. He has 2 reliever of the year rewards. Had a .61 ERA last year. Led the league in saves the past 3 seasons. Was set to make how much money the next few years?
So he's set to make $6.4 million next year, and he had 2 club options for $10 million.
So, I mean, how much is that in total?
At least $26 million.
So that is $26 million that presumably he will not have if he's banned from this because he bet on his own pitch to be a ball. And that's another thing. I mean, he signed that deal and it was the most team-friendly deal ever? Like, this deal was great.
Yeah, no, even looking back on this, I'm like, why did he sign this?
It makes you think. It's a guy who wants the money now. Like, let me just, instead of making league minimum, I can make $2.9 million a year. Yeah, long term, it might fuck me over, but I want the money now. Yeah, a lot of reasons to think Clase is guilty. But we're praying for him. You think the Nationals could be betting against themselves too?
I mean, there is that BetMGM thing right at the stadium.
There is a sports book in Nats Park. That's the annoying thing about going to Nats Park. You can't bet because if you don't go to the sports book, you can't bet on your phone at Nats Park because of the sports book. Because
oh, really?
They want you to go to the sports book to bet. So if you want to bet on your app, you can't do it. You have to go to the actual sports book.
I had no idea it was geo-locked.
Yeah, so you got to do it on the Metro on the way to the game. But fuck going to an actual sports book, bro. I want to do it on my phone. You know me. This first pitch is going to be a ball for sure. The Brewers fucked the Nats up bad.
It was very bad.
How many runs did they score?
They scored 38 runs in the series.
6. I mean, I went to game 1. Not trying to brag. I went to game 1 of this series, and I think the Brewers had 25 hits.
25 hits. They scored 16 runs. They won 16-9. I think the back end of the bullpen kind of gave it away late. But then Saturday they won 8-2, and then Sunday they won 14-3.
Yeah, it was a shallop. Bad news though, Mizorowski, all arms and leg, fresh out the egg. He's gooey with it, but he's on the IL. What's he down with?
A bruised tibia?
Well, at least it's not an arm.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, he got hit by a comebacker.
Yeah, in that game against Chicago.
And hopefully that's really one of those things where it's like we just kind of want to keep your innings down this year anyway. We know we're probably going to have to rely on you in the playoffs. If the Milwaukee Brewers go on a crazy run in the playoffs and they need to be pitching Mizorowski like crazy because he's could be their best pitcher, we'll see. There could be a heavy workload on a young pitcher. So this kind of seems like to me, we'll just put you on the AL. You could probably pitch through it, but let's be safe. We wanted to save your arm anyway.
The guy they called up too, he has a 1.78 ERA this year. He made 4 starts. I think his ERA went up after yesterday. And they sent him down to the minors. So it was like, oh, we've got this guy just chilling in AAA who was elite in his 4 games. No harm.
Pretty good, Brewers. All right, so the Brewers right now, they have the best record in baseball right now?
They have the best run differential. I don't know about record, but they...
yeah, they had the best record. 67 wins. 2 games up on the Cubs now. Because the Cubs... Did the Cubs lose 2 to the Orioles, or...
They just lost 1.
1 game to the Orioles. Nice walk-off yesterday.
Justin Turner.
Did you forget about Justin Turner?
I forgot about Justin Turner.
Everybody wanted this guy off the Cubs fans. Now you're eating the words because he hit a grand slam. Sorry, not a grand slam. A walk-off home run.
Walk-off home run. 2-run homer.
Not the greatest season for Justin Turner. 40-year-old man. Still doing it.
It was his first career walk-off homer, and he's, 41, 40?
Yeah, 40. That surprises me. But they get 1. But, man, the Cubs still down to the Brewers. The Brewers will not go away. The Brew Crew. Now they get to go to Atlanta, play the terrible Braves, play the Mets, then they go to Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Cubs. This is going to come down to the wire, you think, huh?
Yeah. That's why I think this is why MLB schedules that last day of the season for the same time. This is the games that people will be tuning into.
Exciting stuff. Speaking of exciting stuff, Pirates Rockies.
Most exciting series of the week.
I know, and it was on paper the worst series of all time. But game 1, do you have some nuggets on game 1? I didn't even know where to start.
So the Pirates scored 9 runs before the Rockies even came up to bat. They basically had a 99% chance to win before the inning was over. they ended up losing on a walk-off home run. The Rockies never had a lead until the final play of the game. It was a 16-17 game. The Rockies starter, Anthony Senzatella, has allowed 79 runs in his last 4 starts. The Pirates, coming into this game, had only scored like 63 runs in the month of July. And this is the first game in August.
So he gave up more runs by himself than the other team scored the entire month?
Yeah. In his 4 starts. The Rockies' winning pitcher, I did not get his name. He was a D3 pitcher. He pitched 23 innings in D3. He was working in finance. He started pitching indie ball. He was like the only guy who allowed no runs in this game, and that was his debut.
Respect. Ball was flying. I mean, isn't it insane? The clips from this game are absolutely mind-blowing. I mean, it is on pace to be the worst or second worst baseball team of all time. And it is a sold-out crowd in Colorado playing, again, one of the worst teams in baseball, the Pittsburgh Pirates, a Rockies series in Colorado, sold out. They watched one of the most electric games of all time, a walk-off home run in the bottom of the 9th inning, and the place goes fucking crazy. Like it's
these fans watched 9-0 in the first inning and said, "We're sticking it out."
It's amazing, man. It actually makes me happy to see that.
They're no longer
electric,
on pace to even be within 3 losses of the White Sox. They're on pace to lose 118 games now.
Yeah. And ESPN says baseball is fucking dead, dude. No one wants to watch this shit. We're not going to put it on the fucking TV anymore. No one cares about MLB. It's literally the Rockies versus the Pirates. Sold out fucking stadium. Damn.
Have you heard about this dude warming Bernabeu?
No, tell me about warming.
So warming Bernabeu is a Rockies prospect that they called up. He's now the second player in the, quote, modern era to have 14 hits and 8 extra base hits through his first 7 career games.
Jesus Christ. Watch out for the Rockies. Playing a lot better nowadays, huh?
Yeah, they won the series.
Gosh, 30-81. Still selling out the stadium. And they beat Paul Skeens, man. They beat Paul Skeens. Paul Skeens, I don't know what his final stat line is. He was pitching amazing and then gave up gave up a home run and then double, took him out of the game. And then that run ended up scoring, ends up giving up 3, I think. But Paul Skeens loses to the Rockies. You didn't have that on your bingo board. An exciting series. Who would have thought? Rockies versus the Pirates.
The Pirates scored 30 runs in this series. They scored 65 last month for the entire month.
So 65 runs in 1 month compared to 30 runs in one series.
And then they also only allowed 81 runs in July, which was tied for the second fewest, and they allowed 30 runs. So basically they hit 40% of their quota for the month.
All right, Rockies. I'm looking at you. Rockies are back. But actually, you know what? Maybe probably the most exciting series. I don't know, exciting, but we saved the best for last year. Rangers-Mariners, who are in a low-key battle over there in the West. This is every year in the West is always a close battle. Now that the Houston Astros have cooled down with every single player on the IL, the Seattle Mariners have been in the chat, but the Texas Rangers entered the chat as well when it comes to this division. They are 3 games above 500 right now. Going into this series, I don't know how many games they were back. But they're playing hot. They were 7-3 in their last 10. The offense is finally getting hot. They have the 6th best offense, 2nd best offense in baseball in July. That's after being surprisingly terrible at offense. On top of that, they have the best starting pitching staff in baseball all year. So I have to say it again. This is my team of the second half, Mitchell.
Yeah, the Rangers coming into the series were, I think, tied with the Mariners. Yeah, they were tied with the Mariners in second place, 5 games back from the Astros.
So they got up to tie the Mariners, and then they go to the series against the Mariners. Mariners, on the other hand, have kind of played average baseball, stayed around 500. The dumpers cooled off a little bit. Am I correct in saying that? I don't remember seeing a dumper home run in a while. Hey, Aaron Judge gets hurt. That was the dumper's time to really make a stand, but I don't think he's taken advantage of that.
Yeah, before this series, he was hitting 240 and had a 420 slugging. 3 home runs in that span, but definitely not the pace that he was setting.
Yeah, so Dumper, he did hit 1 home run in game 1, and they beat the Rangers. They ended up beating the Rangers 3 out of 4, so a huge series win for the Mariners, who are now 2.5 games back of the Texas Rangers. All close games, though. 2 out of 3 at least. 2 out of 4 at least were very close. The Mariners, and Randy Arozarena hit a game-tying home run in the extra innings.
And that was the one game the Mariners lost.
Yeah. They could have swept them. They were that close to a sweep for the Rangers. Would have been huge, man. But how did my boys do? Josh Naylor?
Not so great.
Not so great.
So since joining Seattle, Josh Naylor is 8 for 38. That's a 211 batting average. Suarez went 2 for 17. He had a double, I believe, in his first at-bat back, and then only had 1 hit afterwards. And then did not realize that they acquired this dude, but Caleb Ferguson from the Pirates, he pitched 3 games and did not allow a run.
That worries me too. Eugenio Suarez, man. It just feels like he's going to get to the Mariners and suck.
Yeah, it's because of him sucking that first time around. You're just afraid that's going to happen again.
Yeah,
I feel that.
Let's not forget, as the Mariners fans, they do know. I mean, Eugenio Suarez was already on the Mariners for 1 year.
2 seasons.
2 seasons, and these were the 2 seasons they were a terrible offensive team, and he wasn't exactly hitting the cover off the ball. What was his numbers?
So in those 2 seasons, he had a 751 OPS. He had 53 homers, which is basically what he's going to do in this one season, and a 115 OPS plus. So not like horrible. It was definitely better than his last couple of seasons in Cincinnati, but it's nowhere near what he's been with the Diamondbacks.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see. That batter's eye, the route is crooked. Sometimes people say it's hard to hit in Mariners land. But, hey, made those big trades. I told you they were my team of the deadline. American League favorites to go to the World Series. That was my bold prediction. And so far, 3 out of 4 against the division rival. Pretty fucking good if you're a Mariners fan. Feeling pretty fucking... I don't remember the last time the Mariners fans were feeling this good about their team.
Just 2.5 games back from the Astros, and the Mariners are playing the White Sox next.
Let's go.
While the Astros are playing the juggernaut Marlins. So,
yeah, that's actually a very interesting series. Because the Marlins right now are like, that's the team you do not want to play.
I think when the Marlins first started getting hot, it's like, oh man, they're just a hot team. But now you have to go into this series acting like they're one of the best teams in baseball.
The Astros need to start winning because I think the Rangers and the Mariners are legit. Who are the Rangers going? The Rangers are playing the Yankees, then the Phillies. So, all right, Rangers, you better put up or shut up, motherfuckers. Anything else you got going on we want to talk about? We got the White Sox Angels series. I mean, I don't think we need to spend much time on that. I'm going to guess the Angels won.
The White Sox won.
Yeah, you didn't even put anything in the series outcome because you knew. Who gives a fuck?
Completely glazed over. I went straight from the Cubs Orioles series to the Diamondbacks A's and forgot about the White Sox.
I will say I was disappointed to see that my man Mike Trout is out again with an injury, but it's not an injury. He's sick.
I didn't see that.
Guy's got the sniffles, man. Unbelievable. They lose to the White Sox? They lose 2 out of 3 of the White Sox, man. Every time you get excited at the fucking Angels, they turn around and just embarrass themselves. Come on, baby. And the D-backs A's. Anything of note you want to talk about this? Ketel Marte shaved his hair? What the hell?
And he ended up homering, so I guess it worked.
All right.
Yeah, that's about it.
The Diamondbacks win the series?
The Diamondbacks, yeah, they won the series.
All right.
They had a 5-game losing streak going into this.
All right. And we got one question from the fans. As a Twins fan, how do I go on? I don't know, man. You just think about, man, you think about one foot in front of the other, and you just say, you know what? This isn't our year, but next year, we got some guys coming in. We got a lot of prospects. Hey, I'm guessing that you guys got a lot of prospects right now. The Twins, you should probably just be a fan of the minor league teams for a couple years. because you got a lot of research to do right now because you probably just got 30 to 40 prospects in your organization that you need to read up on and be familiar with. Because if you want to be talking shit to the owner in the front office and saying they're not making the right calls and they're the reason why your team's not doing great, that means that in order for you to say that, you need to have the knowledge where you can correct them. So if I'm a Twins fan, what I do is I get on minorleaguebaseball.com. I do a deep dive. I find out where these kids are from, where they went to college, high school, find out their patterns, find out if their marital status, all that stuff, and really start scouting these guys now. Because I tell you what, whatever is going to be happening in the major leagues field the next couple months, it ain't going to be worth watching. And you got some time before the hockey season starts, which I'm guessing is your second favorite sport if you're a Twins fan. Gophers could be good this year.
Vikings were good last year.
Yeah, they have Justin Jefferson. Right?
I have no clue.
Kirk Cousins used to be on them. Cool jerseys. Could be a big year for the Vikings. Stay tuned. All right, folks. Anything else you want to say? Jack?
I don't think so.
I mean, you don't want to run a victory lap? Your Marlins are just, wow.
He likes the underdog. He doesn't like when the underdog succeeds.
I feel like he's not even a Marlins fan, really.
What is that hat he's wearing today?
I mean, I threw
Is that a Yankees hat? Oh, Tampa Bay.
Tampa. I don't know any Yankees gear, but I mean, who knows, dude? I'm gonna stop representing teams and just start representing players, dude. I'm just gonna.
We need to get you just an MLB hat. Not like that, just the MLB logo.
Dude, that's lame, bro. I'm gonna get a hat that literally just says Shohei Ohtani. Doesn't even mention the Dodgers on it. I'm probably gonna get like butt implants and little jorts that say Big Dumper on the back.
No, you need to start dressing like Rob Lowe. Just wears MLB, NFL. I guess he repped the Reds here, but yeah.
He looks like he's thrown out of first
Little
pitch.
League World Series is heating up.
Yeah, we gonna do a Little League World Series episode?
Maybe.
I mean, it's
I was literally
plethora of highlights usually.
I was watching the highlight. I was actually, because Virginia was playing today. I want VA to make the World Series. You know I go with my boys in the VA. We beat West Virginia yesterday. I saw it on ESPN. Suck my dick, West Virginia. You're not going to beat the fucking real Virginia. And now we're playing today. I think they just played against some team from the Southeast. We got to beat them, and then we got to beat another team, and then we can beat some other team, and we can make the World Series. So, you know I'm rooting for the boys. Where is this game? All right. Well, that's it for today. Come back next time. Bye-bye.